Hello and welcome to day 3 of the 7-day winter yoga retreat. I hope you've enjoyed the first 2 days so far, and I hope you're ready to get into a bit of a different pace today. So there's actually no yoga flow today. So today we're going to do a seated meditation. So it is still yoga. Many of us tend to think of yoga as just the physical postures. This is a physical posture, so we are doing something, I guess. But there are 8 limbs of yoga, and while we're not going to get into them all today, one of them is meditation. And winter is the perfect time to really maybe take a little bit of a step back from our physical practice, because our bodies naturally don't want to do as much. It's still important because we need to still shift that stagnant energy that builds in winter, but we can also give ourselves a little bit of a break and focus more on cozying in, and get yourself your favorite blanket, light a candle, and take some time to really reflect inwards on what's going on as well. So today's practice is about reflection. It's about focusing on the shadow self, so the side of the self that we tend to hide from the world. And we all have these parts of ourselves. We grow up in a society that does teach us we need to look, behave, think a certain way. And so we learn early that there are parts of ourselves that we almost need to hide. And unfortunately, for many of us, it can be a long journey before we realize that actually no, to be whole and to be healthy, we need to express all parts of ourselves. So it might be a critical part of yourself that you hide away. So you may feel quite critical and critical of yourself. And by hiding it away, it may come out in other areas. So you might be hypercritical of your partner, of your kids, of your friends. And this critical side of you is coming out because it's that shadow side of yourself that you're not acknowledging, and you're not saying, yeah, I accept you, you're a part of me, but I can allow you to be there as a teacher, rather than letting you seep out in quite negative ways, in those ways that we projected onto other people. So if you can embrace that critical side of yourself and allow it to be that recognition that when you feel critical, especially of partners, because they are, and children, beautiful mirrors, they hold up a mirror to all our own faults. So when you're feeling critical of your partner's, laziness, that he or she sitting around doing nothing, that you can actually see it as a teacher, that it's actually a part of maybe you that's needing to be lazy, but not allowing yourself to enjoy resting and taking a break. So we can see these shadow sides of ourselves, and they can be very important teachers. So in today's meditation, I'm going to guide you through just starting to listen to that self-talk that goes on, because often the way we talk to ourselves is a really clear indicator of those parts of ourselves that we are almost trying to tell ourselves are the bad parts. So we try to talk ourselves out of feeling them, that sort of thing. So I really want you to be aware of what sort of self-talk is going on as you sit and you quieten down everything else today. So I sit up on a block. The reason for this is the hips above the knees. It just feels way more comfortable. If you have a cushion, that will work too. Roll up a blanket, a phone book, whatever you've got really. Just make yourself comfortable. You may want to sit against the wall. The tendency is that we may want to slump against it, and you really want to keep the spine long, the core engaged, and the pelvic floor engaged, so that it's all this nice channel of energy that the breath can flow freely through, rather than slumping and falling asleep. So just allow the hands to rest however you want. You may like to make a mudra. You may like to just let them rest comfortably on the legs. And we will close down the eyes so that we can take the mind inward and try and block out whatever's going on. If you're practicing with kids, just practice with them. You can still find that sense of quiet even amongst their screaming and carrying on, even if they're insisting on sitting in your lap. If they're too loud, you can just use a gentle shh to encourage them. Eventually they'll get the hint, hopefully, and quieten down. So let's just take a moment to focus on the breath. Feel the air entering through the nose. Feel the lungs filling and then slowly emptying. Feel like the breath is a receding wave coming into shore and then leaving again. Each inhale and exhale getting a little bit longer. Maybe adding a little pause to the end of each breath. Become aware of where your body connects with the earth. So feel the tailbone, the sit bones, the legs, the knees, whatever's touching the floor. And feel these parts of you grounding down, connecting strongly, rooting down into the earth. Feeling this grounded energy that comes from being connected to the earth beneath you. And then also be aware of the energy that exists around you. It might be a cool breeze on your face. It might be the crisp winter air. Just be aware of what's going on around you as well. It might be sounds off in the distance, in the room with you. And now take your awareness within. Feel into the body. Are there any areas of tension? Is your mind already wandering? And just accept whatever is happening for you today. It could be that you've got a bit of a tummy ache, that you've got a headache, maybe your eyes are incredibly tired from too little sleep. Just accept it. There's nothing you can do about it now, but just feel into whatever is going on for you today. And as you sit, I'd just like you to focus on the breath. Maybe connecting in with your Ujjayi breath. As you exhale, gently constricting the throat to make the sound of the ocean. Maybe just taking an easy breath today if that suits you better, but just being aware of each inhale and exhale. And as you sit, starting to become aware of the thoughts that are drifting on by. Perhaps they're about you. Perhaps you're already telling yourself that you can't do this, that you can't meditate, that this is stupid, that you're just not into this, that you're not this type of person. Your mind is too busy, whatever it is that you're telling yourself. And just breathe it away. These temporary thoughts that aren't you. Just let them go for now. I'd like you to take your mind back to something that's been difficult for you lately. Be a challenge that you're dealing with. It might be a child that is particularly challenging, a relationship, It might be work, it might be something that's happened to you. Whatever it is, something challenging that's happening in your life right now, call it to mind. I'd like you to see if you can think and feel into the energy that you... And I'd like you to see if you can think about some of the thoughts that run through your mind when you're dealing with this issue. So it might be when you're just mentally dealing with it, when you're thinking about it, you're trying to process it. It might be when you're having conversations with a person. What are you telling yourself about the situation? What are you telling yourself about yourself? Is it that you caused the situation? Is it that you deserve it? Whatever challenge it is. Is it that you're telling yourself things about other people that may or may not be true? Are you telling yourself that you're hopeless? That if only you were this, this and this, it wouldn't be happening? What do you believe to be true about yourself in this situation? You can take as much time as you need to really flesh out and deal with these thoughts. You may want to sit, continuing to breathe them away. Or you may like to bring them into the heart space, acknowledge them, and then let them go. In your own time, when you're ready, slowly open the eyes and join us back here. So after this meditation, you may like to grab a journal or a notebook, or just grab a paper and just write down some of the thoughts that came up for you. So what are some of the things you tell yourself? So I can give you a hint that when I've done this previously in classes and in my women's circles, the number one thing, or the variation of the number one thing that comes up, is I'm not enough. So whether that be I'm not smart enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not pretty enough. So things like I don't deserve this because I'm not enough, whatever. All of these things come up. They come up for me. I think they come up for every human. I think it's our number one fear, and it's our shadow self that we hide behind. It can stop us from doing the things we want to do. Like how many of us have at one point in our lives not done something because they didn't feel outgoing enough, or even that age-old thin and pretty enough rubbish that we've held ourselves back from doing something because we didn't think we'd be received in a positive way. So I know for me personally, the I'm not a good enough teacher comes up a lot. Why would anyone watch my videos? I don't have enough to share, I don't have enough life experience, I don't have enough to connect. I watch other people's yoga classes, I attend a lot of classes, and I compare myself. I think it's a natural thing to do, and you get that feeling of, hi, what am I doing? Like, what am I thinking? I'm not enough, I'm not good enough to do this. But it's the shadow self, and dealing with that, those thoughts of the shadow self, is about being able to acknowledge them and go, I have those feelings. I probably will have those feelings till the day I die. But it's also being kind with them and going, you know what? I feel like that, but there's someone, and I know there are a number of you out there who do connect with me. And these other teachers that I look at and I admire may not be the right teacher for you. I think we all have, I think there are many different teachers in different forms. My children are my teachers. So I guess I try and use this knowledge that I might not feel good enough to motivate me to do something that makes me feel more confident. So whether it be getting out there and teaching face-to-face class where I can get that feedback, or learning something new so I feel like I have something to share. So it's, instead of pushing down those feelings and not acknowledging them and not dealing with them, which inevitably they pop up, and I may just stop teaching. I think a lot of us just stop doing the things that that voice tells us we're not good enough for. Rather than acknowledging it, accepting it, it's always going to be a part of us, and still going forward anyway. So whatever your shadow self is telling you today, embrace it, just like a child. Give it a hug, tell it you'll be okay, and move forward anyway, because I promise you, you are enough. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.